JD Vance has been vocal about the dangers of foreign investors, like China, buying up American farmland.
Why are food and groceries getting so expensive? One reason is that we let communist China buy up American farmland, threatening our food supply and our national security.
He says it's a threat to our food security, our rural communities, and our national sovereignty. But there's a critical piece of the story he's not addressing. What if the real story isn't about foreign investors at all, but about who's quietly profiting from American farmland right here at home, and where does JD Vance fit into all of this? Let's dig in. Over the past decade, farmland has become an increasingly attractive asset for investors. Its stability, profitability, and finite supply have driven a surge in institutional investment. Between 2008 and 2023, investment in farmland grew by 231%, with billions of dollars flowing into agricultural real estate. This trend has transformed farmland from a family-run enterprise into a high-value commodity. But who's really buying up American farmland? According to politicians like JD Vance, the answer is China. Vance and Trump have sounded the alarm about foreign investors acquiring US farmland and posing a threat to national security and food sovereignty. While foreign ownership is often highlighted as a concern, the data shows it represents a relatively small portion of US farmland. In fact, the majority of foreign-held land is owned by long-standing allies like Canada, the Netherlands, and the United Kingdom. China's ownership, while politically sensitive, is minimal in comparison. So what do the numbers actually tell us? According to data from the US Department of Agriculture, foreign entities own approximately 3.61% of US private farmland, about 45.85 million acres in total. While JD Vance and Trump have raised concerns about Chinese investments, the facts are that China owns less than 1% of foreign-held farmland, around 383,935 acres. In contrast, Canada is the largest foreign owner, holding 33.5% of that land, a trend driven by its proximity and shared agricultural practices with the US. Critics argue that foreign ownership of US farmland should be minimal or non-existent, so as to protect national interests. However, the conversation about foreign ownership often overshadows a more pressing issue: the rapid acquisition of farmland by domestic investment firms and corporations. So, is JD Vance truly attempting to protect American farmland from foreign investors? Or is there more to the story? Could his warnings about foreign ownership be a distraction from his own financial interest? Let's talk about who owns America's farmland and why it matters and the role JD Vance plays in the private equity of farms. While the majority of US farmland is still owned by individual farmers and families, a growing share is being snapped up by institutional investors and corporations. Today, non-investor owners, primarily farmers and their families, control about 80 to 85% of farmland. But institutional investors, including private equity firms and REITs, are rapidly expanding their footprint, now owning an estimated 5 to 10% of US farmland, while the remaining percentage is held by partnerships, trusts, and other entities. In fact, farmland has become so attractive to investors that platforms like AcreTrader, which connects private investors with farmland opportunities, openly ask, can you think of any other market in which professional investors own less than 5% of a multi-trillion-dollar industry? Furthermore, why is farmland not more commonly owned by investors? This mindset underscores the growing trend of treating farmland as a financial commodity, a shift that could have profound implications for the future of American agriculture. And here's the twist: one of the investors in platforms like AcreTrader is JD Vance himself. Vance, who has been vocal about protecting American farmland from foreign investors, has his own financial ties to this system. Through his venture capital firm, Narya Capital, backed by prominent billionaires like Peter Thiel, Vance has invested in platforms that enables wealthy investors to buy up farmland, often pricing out local farmers. JD Vance's 2022 financial disclosure reveals he personally invested up to $50,000 in AcreTrader, a farmland investment platform. At the same time, Narya Capital, the venture firm he co-founded, played a major role in AcreTrader's expansion, backing its $12 million Series A in 2021 and $60 million Series B in 2022. While the exact amount Narya invested is unclear, these funding rounds fueled AcreTrader's growth. But here's where it gets interesting. Vance's 2023 disclosure no longer lists his personal stake in AcreTrader. Did he sell, shift it under Narya? Restructure his holdings? One thing is clear, he remains deeply invested in Narya along with several other holdings totaling up to $10 million, all of which could pose similar conflicts of interest when he advocates for policy and legislation. This raises an important question. Is Vance truly advocating for farmers, or is his real priority growing his own wealth and influence? While Vance opposes foreign ownership, his own financial ties reveal an untold story, one where private equity and corporate interests play a central role in reshaping American agriculture. Beyond his financial ties, Vance's political alliances also raise questions about his priorities. During his Senate campaign, he received an endorsement from the Ohio Farm Bureau, a trade group that often advocates for the interests of larger agricultural operations. Endorsements like this are common in politics. It suggests a potential alignment with policies that favor big agribusinesses, raising concerns about whether Vance truly represents the needs of small, family-owned farms. This alignment becomes even clearer when you look at legislation he has advocated against. In December 2024, Trump and Vance opposed a comprehensive government funding bill that included $10 billion in disaster relief for agriculture. Alongside President-elect Donald Trump, Vance argued the bill contained excessive spending unrelated to farm aid, calling for a streamlined version without what they termed Democrat giveaways. While fiscal responsibility is a valid concern, Vance's opposition to this funding left many farmers without critical support during a time of economic hardship and natural disasters. This decision raises important questions. Is Vance using rhetoric like Democrat giveaways and amplifying fears about China taking over U.S. farmland to distract from his own actions? When you examine what he has advocated for, political alliances and financial ties, including investments in platforms like AcreTrader, it raises questions about whether his focus is on increasing his own influence and financial interests, rather than advocating for the farmers he claims to support. While politicians like JD Vance warn about foreign investors, the real threat may be closer to home. If we want to protect the future of American agriculture, we need policies that prioritize people over profits. That means supporting small farmers, curbing corporate consolidation, and ensuring that farmland stays in the hands of those who work it, not those who profit from it. We need leaders who truly care about the small farmer, not just the interests of equity firms and investors. What do you think should be done to protect American farmland? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you want more insights into how economic policies and businesses impact your daily life, hit that subscribe button, because understanding the economy means understanding how it shapes your job, your finances, and your future.